and the group started going to the little gospel tabernacle. Marian accepted Jesus at age 14, and she started taking her little 3-year-old sister with her. I will remember how impacted I was as a small child, even though many times I slept on her shoulder. Going ahead now for many years, I was in Miami helping Marian and Ben move to Bismarck. And we still went to church on every time the church doors opened, no matter what was going on. And so that Wednesday night, as we were sitting in church, I noticed that Ben had gone to sleep. And then, pretty soon, I noticed that Marian had gone to sleep. And pretty soon I realized that we were all three sleeping. Marian was the only one in the family that followed closely to my mother's Christian life. I will be forever grateful that Marian took me under her wing, and I came to know Jesus as a very young child. Now, let me see. No, at a very young age. And somehow, I became determined to not go out into sin. These were very strict days, and lots of okay activities were not accepted, including basketball and bowling. And I was very glad when our pastor went to his first basketball game. And I never wanted to displease my mother, Marian, or Jesus. But I did wander away for 5 nights after school when I went bowling with a short-term boyfriend. But I came out of it. Everyone in the family knew that Marian was my favorite sister, and that something was different about us. During my years as a pastor's wife, Marian continued to be a blessing to me. The telephone calls that we had, I could always talk to Marian about anything that was going on. And one time, and then also when there were times I would just have to sit down and write everything to Marian in a letter. And I never said bad things that couldn't be repeated, but I'd just tell her, just throw them away. If you have time to read this, just throw it away then. But she didn't. She saved those letters, and I still have them in my drawer. But one time, let's see, anyway, this one time, after a 3-week revival meeting with the evangelist and his wife and 2 little children were there, and the next day after they left, and wonderful people, we loved them dearly, and after they left that day, Marcus said, well, honey, how would it be if we just get in the car and go out to the farm and just relax? And I said, Marcus, I'm sorry, but you know something? I've got to spend some time with Marian. And so I wrote her a letter, page after page after page. So trips to Miami to freshen up a bit became common. Marian, let me see, when Marcus saw that I was just getting too worn down, he would send me off to Miami or Springfield, whichever. And so when Bruce was 5 years old, he and I spent 6 weeks with Marian and Ben. There was never a sign that I noticed, of course I was very naive, I still am, that we were a burden, financially, emotionally, or work-wise. All I always felt was perfect love. Do you remember that, Bruce? And do you know what? Love heals. So I am grateful to that, and Marcus is grateful too. He was so thankful that Marian could bring me out of it, whatever I was going through. When my sister Grace passed away from the cancer a few years ago, her daughter had an auction sale the following spring. And as I watched that day and realized that our stuff means nothing after we're gone, and the stuff went for pittance, and that's, let's see, the kids first of all take what they want, and the rest of it is just stuff. So as I was walking around the grounds at that sale that day, why, these words became so prominent in my mind. Only one life, 'twill soon be past. Only what's done for Christ will last. So I will be forever grateful to my dear sister Marian that what she gave me has lasted. And like someone said last night at the family service, I think it is thanks to Marian that we, the Marcus Bakke family, are a Christian family. So I will be forever grateful.